Hi, imagine you as a manager or business owner and you want to grow the business, but all these data are simply overwhelming you. Let's see if Data Warehouse can help you with that. Let's begin. Here's the content overview of what I'll be sharing with you. Let's first give credit to the recognized father of the data warehouse, Mr. Bill Inman or William H. Inman. Data warehousing was conceptualized by Bill Inman in the 1970s. So, what is a data warehouse? A data warehouse is a database that stores large amounts of historical data in a form that readily supports analysis and management decision making. The key word here is analysis. Data warehouses frequently hold a huge amount of data, often containing 5 years or more. So these are big data, like they are measured in hundreds of terabytes, petabytes, or even exabytes in some cases. But for others, they can be as small as a terabyte or less. Data warehouses, then, are not just about size. To further describe it, it is a type of data management system. It's solely intended to perform queries and analysis. Think of it as summaries of data. Next, what are the benefits of having a data warehouse? Number one, it's subject-oriented. It can analyze data about a particular subject or functional area, such as sales, customers, or particular dates. Two, it is integrated. Data warehouses create consistency among different data types from disparate sources. Three, it's non-volatile. Once data is in a data warehouse, it's stable and doesn't change. It retains data even if there is a break in the power supply. And four, it's time variant. Data warehouse analysis looks at change over time. In other words, a time delay or time advance of input not only shifts the output signal in time, but also changes other parameters and behavior. Here's the architecture. How does a data warehouse work? The data warehouse is in the middle, as you can see. But before data gets there, it starts from the different data sources. Then it moves to the staging area, to the data warehouse, next to the data marts, and lastly to its main objective, to the end users. First, let's go to the different data sources. The data warehouse can source data from the operational systems like the purchase order or invoice. They have reference identifiers such as order and invoice numbers that are unique and used as primary keys to entities. There's also the ERP or Enterprise Resource Planning. It refers to a type of software that organizations use to manage day-to-day business activities such as accounting or procurement. Examples are Oracle Cloud, Epicure, and Sage Intacct. It can also be sourced from a Customer Relationship Management or CRM program. Examples are HubSpot, Zendesk, and Zoho. And another are the flat files. A flat file, also known as a text database, is a type of database that stores data in a plain text format. Examples are Microsoft Excel, Notepad, text files, and comma-separated values file. Now, we have the staging area. This is the storage area during ETL of data. E stands for extract, T for transform, and L for load. The extract step is designed to access the various sources of data and pull from each source. For example, the extract process may be designed to pull only a certain subset of orders from the database. During the extract step, the data is also screened for unwanted and erroneous values. Data that fails to pass the edits is rejected. In the transform step, The data that will be used to update the data warehouse is edited and, if necessary, converted to a different format. It often must be transformed into a uniform format that can be handled easily in the load step. And the load step, it updates the existing data warehouse. And here we have the warehouse itself. All data warehouses are based on a basic design in which metadata, summary data, and raw data are stored in the central repository. Let's look closer. The metadata is often referred to as data that describes other data. For example, the author, date created, date modified, and file size are examples of metadata. Next is the summary data. Summaries pre-compute long operations in advance. It's composed of a pre-computed table comprising aggregated or joined data. We have here a materialized view as an example. Then there's the raw data. Raw data is the data that is collected from a source, but in its initial state. Raw data gives you a backup resource. There's also what we call the data mart. It is a smaller version of a data warehouse, scaled down to meet the specific needs of a business unit like purchasing, sales, finance, or inventory. It can be set up as a separate system or as part of a larger data warehouse, like in this case. Now that the data warehousing is updated and ready, the end users, the managers of a company, can now analyze, report, and do data mining or track patterns and predict future trends that can be used for forecasting and used on business intelligence programs. Here are some of the most popular data warehouse tools. Take a look. Maybe you use it in your own companies. And for the actual implementation, here you will see Microsoft Azure. This is their dashboard. The best practice for Azure is it collects all useful data from all of your cloud resources and applications and enable the entire set of Azure monitor based on that data. Furthermore, here's how data warehousing is often used in 3 different industrial sectors. Example, in the finance insurance sector, like in forex or stock trading, data warehouses usually employ real-time data streaming. Or in the retail sector, data warehouses are primarily used with business intelligence and forecasting applications like analyzing customer buying patterns. And of course, in the healthcare sector, where they are widely used to forecast treatment outcomes, share data with insurance providers, as well as to collect and analyze research. There are disadvantages though, like it's costly to scale, there's the burden of extra work, or it may suck up a lot of resources, or it may leak customer data. The decision is yours. In summary, a data warehouse then is a central repository for an organization's business information. It can incorporate disparate databases in addition to systems and processes. This facilitates the presentation of a unified and integrated approach to organizing data for better access and easy interpretation. Data warehouse tools make it possible to manage data more efficiently. This includes being able to more easily find, access, visualize, and analyze data in order to achieve better business results. That's it. That's the data warehouse. Here are my references. Thank you for learning with me.